Sorry about that, guys. But this is chapter 37, part two, continued. As I was saying before, slaves, especially men, uh, slave masters, a lot of times like to emasculate men, and we talked about that word before. So it's very likely he possibly could have gotten partially castrated. That was a common practice a lot of times with slaves. Um, if any of you watched the Django Unchained movie, the Quentin Tarantino movie, they tried to do that with Django. Like they had started, but then he was saved or stopped. I can't remember. But yeah, so Bessa was like totally beaten down, totally had his spirit taken. And that's kind of you see the difference between him and Amari, where Amari had it pretty probably just as bad as he did. As far as like, I mean, she was raped constantly. Um, and she was also beaten really bad that one time and slapped around. But her spirit was a little bit stronger than Bessa's. Bessa just couldn't, he again they took his pride from him. That's a lot for a guy to have taken. Like our egos were so big, for all that stuff that have happened to him, and he just couldn't take it anymore. So the best that she knew is gone. So all right, let's continue. Fiona gave gave the girls two simple dresses, one of blue calico and the other of brown flannel. Each dress was well worn. She had also brought bonnets, aprons, and shoes. Polly changed quickly. Amari took her time. She slowly peeled off the ragged shift she wore. Fiona gasped as she saw the ugly welts on Amari's back. "Oh my goodness, child, what happened to your back?" "Whip, Mom," Amari said simply. "Well, you must have been extremely disobedient," Fiona exclaimed. Mari looked up with daggers in her eyes, but she remembered the danger they were in and struggled to make her face emotionless. "My massa thought so, ma'am," she said quietly. "Is that a brand on your back?" Fiona continued. She reached over and touched the raised and blackened letter on Amari's shoulder. Amari flinched. Full of shame, Amari wished the woman would drop the subject. "We brand our cattle, of course, but I've never bothered to check to see if any of our slaves carry brands. Is that a common practice, dearie?" "Yes, sir," Mari mumbled. It was hard not to explode. "Well, there's nothing so bad that it couldn't be worse," Fiona said philosophically. She glanced one look last time at Amari's bag before she slipped on the brown dress, then hurried over to Tibbet. Fiona handed him a fresh shirt and a clean pair of breeches. "What should we do now, Miss Fiona?" Polly asked. "You running north?" Fiona asked. "No, ma'am," Amari replied. "South." "Why?" Fiona asked, looking perplexed. "Freedom," Amari replied. "Place called Fort Mose." "Well, that's in Spanish territory," Fiona told them. "Your journey is one I would not take." "All we know be gone and dead and gone," Amari tried to explain. "Only left be hope and dreams." She thought sadly of Bess and angrily of their dreams. Fiona nodded. "Me father brought us here to this country for freedom, but he died doing it. Me Patrick works hard for our freedom, and still death found us. Hope and dreams are all any of us have." She wiped away a tear. Again, Amari wondered how a slave owner could speak so strongly about freedom. "How far to Spanish territory?" Polly asked after a moment's silence. "I do not rightly know, but it is too far to walk. I'm giving you all this wagon last," she said to Polly. "What will your husband say?" Polly asked in alarm. "Oh, I tell him thieves came in and took it while he was out hunting," Fiona replied with a laugh. "Serves him right for staying away for so long. I tell him they took off heading north." I know the horse is valuable," Polly added. "We are very grateful." She reached into the sack that Dr. Hoskins had given them, looked briefly at Amari as if to make sure she agreed, then offered Fiona the coins. "Th- Thank you, ma'am. You be so kind," Amari added quietly. Fiona quickly tucked the coins into one of her large pockets. Big Brownie is old and bold to die. Better to die on a journey than in a barn, I'd say. He may get you where you need to go." Tibbet ran to her and hugged her. "You nice like my mama. Soft like my mama." Fiona nodded and her eyes lit up. "Well, you shouldn't get going. May the good Lord take a liking to you, but not too soon. Here's a bit of food, oranges and biscuits, and a little salt pork." She lifted the bundle and put it beneath the wagon seat. "Thank you for everything, Miss Fiona," Polly said. "Should we travel on the main road?" "You drive the wagon, lass. Can you pretend to be a mistress?" Polly hesitated. "Yes, ma'am. I think I can do that." "If anyone stops you, tell them these two are your slaves. If you think there is danger, hide them under the straw." Polly nodded. "Travel by night and follow the road south. I've never been that far, but I hear tell that it goes straight through Georgia colony to the end of the world, Spanish territory." They climbed into the small wagon, Polly holding the reins of the old horse, Amari sitting next to her on the seat. Tibbet sat in the back on the hay. Dusk was approaching. May your feet bring you to where your heart is. Godspeed, Fiona called as they waved. Godspeed. Amari looked back once for Bessa, but he did not appear. She shed no tears. Bessa was now a memory, tucked away with all the rest of the things she had lost. Hush Puppy bounded into the back of the wagon into Tibbet's arms just as they pulled onto the road. The moon shone brightly that night, and Amari decided it was lighting a path to her future. All right, so kind of got a sad chapter there with Bessa actually just seeing him being broke down like that, and Amari actually seeing him and having to pretend basically that he's dead. Like he became a memory to her that she had to hold on to. So yeah, but we do get to see again. We see some more white people. This one's actually an immigrant, so she's also somewhat mistreated, probably, but nowhere near as bad as poor people um, or slaves. But we still find out that there's more people sprinkled throughout the world. As I keep saying, um, don't want you to think that like all white people were bad and were for slavery. It was a lot of them that weren't, but there really wasn't a lot that they could do to stop that. And even then though, even then they still kind of didn't understand the plight. Like they comprehended a little bit, but they didn't fully comprehend the plight of slavery. And you'll notice that even today, like some people look into it and you know that we had slavery, but not really understand the depth of what it meant for African Americans and Black people in general. So, all right, so we're ending chapter 37. See you guys in chapter 38.